Hi guys, my name is Alyssa Bateman and I am a senior at Washington State University. So 5 random or quirky facts about myself. In the Cougar Marching Band 2017 to 2018 season, I was the oldest in the saxophone section, but I was also the shortest. Within 4 years of being at Washington State University, I have traveled well over 30,657 miles. I have been to more than 35 concerts since I was 8 years old. I was a street team member for Fearless Records for 3 years, and I fractured my ankle without even trying or knowing it. So listen closely. Dictionary.com provides 2 different definitions of the term community. I closely relate to the second definition, a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attitudes, interests, and goals. I have been in band for about 12 years now, and I see my band as my community and family. A healthy community may have some bumps in the road, but that's why we have multiple people to help pick each other up and help the community grow as a whole. I've had the amazing experience of being part of Washington State University's Cougar Marching Band. All bands have bad days, but when it comes down to it, even on bad rehearsal days with bad weather conditions, the Cougar Marching Band always figured out a way to make our rehearsals productive. I've been following Two Right Love in Our Arms for about 8.5 to 9 years now. When I first heard about Two Right Love in Our Arms, I was struggling with depression and anxiety for a long time. I felt as if I had no one on my side. I started looking into Two Right Love in Our Arms even more, connecting with not only Renee's story, but also the influence that Two Right Love in Our Arms had on so many people around the world. It wasn't until my freshman year of college that I knew I wanted to work with teens just like me. I want to be the light at the end of the tunnel for people, and I want to make sure that not one person feels like they are alone. Because feeling alone when struggling with addiction, depression, anxiety, self-harm, and suicide is extremely hard. Though I have many major influences in my life, the one person who impacted my life the most was Mandy Latham. Mandy was the light at the end of the tunnel for me. I met her on December 18, 2011 at a Prevention Club meeting at my high school. Though Mandy was not a part of the Prevention Club itself, but a RASB vice president at the time showing support for an event, she still stuck out to me. I had one small conversation with Mandy, and from that day forward, I started to notice a trend with her. I would see Mandy in the halls or at lunch, and she would always make it a point to smile at me or ask me how my day was going. Though it wasn't much, at least I knew one person who generally cared about how my day was going. Unfortunately, that summer, right after Mandy had graduated, she was in a tragic car accident causing severe injuries which ended up causing her life. Her parents had to make the hardest decision of their lives and let go of their little girl. In memory of Mandy, I want to keep her legacy going. I want to be the Mandy in someone else's life. Even if it's just one person, I want to show the world that I care. Music has always played a huge part of my life. I currently have 5 tattoos, 4 of which have to do with music in some way. Music has taught me that even when I feel alone, or when I feel like there's no one there for me, I can put my headphones in and turn on my music and then all of a sudden have 50 people there for me. To me, when words fail, music speaks. Between Mandy, music, and the Cougar Marching Band, I've had the opportunity to grow and develop as a person and not struggle as much as I was before. It was my first day at Washington State University with marching band. I had to show up a week before classes for band camp. I walked into Kimbrough Music Building wearing my Have Faith in Me, A Day to Remember shirt, and all of a sudden I hear, "I love that band," come from the guy behind the table at the check-in. I didn't even know his name, and I knew at first that I had my first friend on campus. Nico Morales has been one of my good friends ever since. Nico and I have held very many conversations, but I think the one that stuck out to me the most was this one. Though it wasn't that big of a conversation, other than getting the sizes for my uniform and small talk about band, knowing that I knew someone with the same music taste as myself in a way was comforting. I officially was 6 hours away from everything and everyone that I knew. I was petrified. Nico having shouted at me with those 4 words made me have a sense of security and peacefulness, and I knew I was going to be okay, having him guide me through my first couple years at Washington State University. This sparked change in my life because I was once that scared freshman, and now that I'm a graduating senior, I was able to be that person for another scared freshman. Thank you to Right Love in Our Arms.